Hello, loves. Welcome to Crash the Stash. I'm so glad you're here. I thought that I would pop in today and just kind of explain a few things as to what I'm doing. So I started with a single magazine page and my 9x12 Canson Mixed Media Journal. And what I want to say about this single image is that normally I will have all kinds of goodies and papers, and that's the whole purpose of Crash the Stash, is to use up what I've got. But I've had this image for probably 10 years, and I want to tell you that when something speaks to you, this spoke to me years ago, and every time I looked at it, it did something to my soul. Hang on to those, because they have such, when it spurs you like that, it's so important. So don't let those wonderful things that stir your soul go. You'll use them someday, I promise. So I often get asked why I mix. Right now I'm getting ready to mix modeling paste and gesso. And the reason that I do that is because a lot of times modeling paste will dry semi-clear, and often I want it to be very opaque, very white. And when I mix the modeling paste with gesso, it gives it kind of that ground, kind of a chalky feel, more of a chalky feel. The other reason is because when I mix my modeling paste with gesso, it dries faster. And for me, especially when I'm filming a video or something like that, I work start to finish. I very rarely will set something aside and come back to it. I have a thought or a vision or a passion or something like that that's moved me to create, and I want to see it through to the finish. And so that's a lot. Those are the reasons why I mix my gesso and my modeling paste. Now, my thought for this is I wanted this to be very subtle, serene, and I wanted that modeling paste to look like a fresco, like an old cement wall that had years and years of rain and weather and age and that kind of thing. So I'm using my palette knife loosely, getting lots of marks. I use the flat of my palette knife so that I can skip over that page and get lots and lots of texture. To continue with that fresco kind of chippy, old, weathered feel, I'm not adding glazing medium today with my wash. I'm just using water because I want it to be very dull. I want it to dry kind of patchy in some areas, dry sooner in some areas. Glazing medium extends that dry time, and I want this to be really rough and scratchy almost, and so I added no glazing medium, just water. And I continue to go over this and over this layer after layer to get to the look that I'm wanting. I'm trying to blend into that background so that the picture seems like it just has faded into all of the texture and the modeling paste, that you can't actually see where it starts and where it stops. And so with the wash being water, it dries fast and you can just continue to add layer after layer. I'm adding the black to keep the eye moving around the page. There's dark at the bottom with the picture, so I want to accentuate that. Plus, I really want those cracks and scratches and all the yummy goodness to really stand out. So I use the black. So I used my flourish stencil here to give it again that kind of old world feel, and I didn't want it to be super vibrant and fresh, so I stenciled it out and then wet my paper towel and went back over it to give it a faded look. And I love how it looked. So I'm using my old type text for Sanctuary, and then I could not find the right words that I was looking for from my old book text, which I would prefer to use. So I just printed out on my computer the words that I wanted, and it worked just fine. And again, I'm going back over that word that I just stenciled to kind of, again, make it faded to match the feeling of the page. Going over the words with my charcoal pencil helps them not look so fresh and new like I just printed them, but it kind of blends them back into the page. I grab my trusty chalk pastel, my soft pastel in black, and edge that to finish this piece off and to give it just a little bit more aged look. And that's it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for always sharing the journey with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.